So when Vettel steered into Verstappen at Singapore, the whole world knew that it was either Vettel's fault or a bit of a racing incident. Unless you're the manager of Ferrari's Twitter feed. But here today, I am going to agree with the manager of Ferrari's Twitter feed because I have absolute 100% proof that Verstappen crashed into the Ferraris. My first piece of evidence to prove this theory is Christian Horner's comments after Monza. So if we go back 2 weeks and look at this article here, Red Bull boss Christian Horner sends Ferrari a warning ahead of the Singapore Grand Prix. Red Bull believe they can cause Ferrari problems in 2 weeks' time when the F1 circus goes to Singapore. Now, obviously, people at the time thought that this meant that the Red Bull was so fast it was going to rival the Ferrari and sort of contend for the win. But on reflection, it looks here like he's implying Verstappen is going to take out Vettel and Raikkonen. That's just what it looks like. And if you go further down, quotes, "I would hope Ferrari are worrying about us." To me, it's pretty spelled out there. To me, the intentions are made quite clear from that. I mean, that's just my first piece of evidence.
Anybody that tries to apportion any blame on Max Verstappen for that needs their eyes testing.
My second piece of evidence is the Ferrari share price. It's no secret that Formula One is full of shrewd business people. And if you look at the share price of Ferrari before the Grand Prix on Friday afternoon, it is 110 pence. Now, the race happens, there's a big crash, Ferrari take all the news headlines, and look at that. Immediately upon opening on Monday morning, it jumps to nearly 112 pence. Could it be that Verstappen has shares in Ferrari? Could it be that he deliberately crashed into them to make them the centre of news, and thus make himself some money? Another solid piece of evidence to suggest why Verstappen will have deliberately crashed out is Daniel Ricciardo's podium chances. Every time he doesn't finish a race, Ricciardo gets a podium. Could it have been that he deliberately took himself out so that Red Bull had a position on the podium? Seems like a likely motive. If you need any more convincing, then how about this for a reason? Toro Rosso's points tally. Obviously, Red Bull, with their sister team, Toro Rosso, looking to get some points on the board. By taking out half the top 5, he essentially handed some points to Toro Rosso, allowing them to get up the championship table. Oh no. Okay, so it may not have gone to plan, but, that was perhaps the theory. And a final reason that I think Verstappen clearly deliberately crashed the Ferraris out is that, as everyone knows, he's good in the rain. So, why is he crashing in the rain? Surely he's good enough to avoid crashes, be one of the best. The rain seems an unlikely scenario for him to have crashed in. So there you have it. 5 reasons and pretty conclusive evidence. I think you will agree that Verstappen deliberately crashed into the Ferraris in Singapore. Now, I'd just like to clarify before, this gets out of hand. This is obviously banter, it's obviously a joke. It was obviously Sebastian Vettel's fault, and not Verstappen's. I don't want, I'm not accusing him of corruption or anything like that. Let's just close down that defamation case before it starts. He's a very honest driver. It's all banter. All of this video is banter. All of it. Not for a moment suggesting anything else.